Welcome to Quirky Crafts and Collectibles. I'm Mini-Me Pandora Box, and today we're going to do some crafts. And to help me, please welcome the one and only Miss Pandora Box herself.
Oh, chookers, and thank you, Mini-Me Pandora Box. And don't you look gorgeous in a Fashion Avenue dress? Beautiful. So that's right. We're going to show you how to make Mini-Me or Barbie's sewing basket. Just so she's got all her little accessories ready to go. So, are you ready? Let's go. So I purchased a basket from a craft shop. It doesn't matter what kind, as long as it's a good size for Barbie. And then I fill it with some wadding just to give it some fill. Otherwise, we're going to have to put a lot of stuff in there. So that just gives us a bit of fill that way. You can glue it in if you like, or just leave it as it is. Next, we're going to use fabrics, and we'll be folding these to fill in the basket. And I'm using about 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters in square, and then just cut them. And once you've cut them, just fold once and fold again. And to hold that there, we're going to put some glue in the corners just to hold them in their shape, just like that. And if you like, just trim off any frays that are coming away. And when we put this in the basket, we'll put that side underneath so you can't see it. And then you have a piece like that, and then you just add as many as you like across like that, so it fills the basket. And you can glue these down so they stay. So I've just glued them down so they'll just stay nice and neat. Now we'll put that aside. Now we're going to work on some accessories. Here are some beads and some small buttons. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do some cards with buttons on them. Now all you need is some hard stock paper. And what we're going to do is going to stick some buttons on the cards. So just stick some buttons. You need about 2 rows. So it's about there. So I'm doing that at 1.5 centimeters to about 1.5. Card. What we do is just glue some buttons on these. It doesn't matter what colours they are. Oops, just lost that one. Just get a variety of colours. Might get a nice red one. And there we have there we have our cards. Now if you're lucky enough to get some of these small little bottles, I've got these at craft shop. They're really cute, and what we're going to do is we're going to fill some beads in the bottle. Hook it up. So we have some beads now in the bottle. And it's going to be another accessory. And we'll go to our next accessory now. So next we're going to make the tapestry set. So you just need a nice large button that's going to sit nicely in your basket. We're going to need some of this, it's kind of like a Hashem type strip, some coloured ribbon or tapestry theme, and a lollipop stick or chopper chop stick. You will need a knife as well, so we'll just put these aside, but let's start onto the button accessory. And you'll also need some twine that I got on like this. So firstly what we're going to do is just cut some of this twine, make sure we have enough. So get your button, just make sure we just measure it around. Should be enough there. Depending on how thick we want it, we can have it a double or a single. Now we just need some of this twine. Get your button, just measure it off. Just cut that off. And now we're going to glue this onto the mesh. Use the rounded side if you want. You can leave the flat side, it doesn't really matter. So let's get our glue. Just let that dry a little bit. While that's drying, get your lollipop stick, measure about, let's have a look. I did mine about 5 mil. What you do now, this is a silicone mat, so if you cut it on a cutting mat, that's better. But what you do is just get your knife and push hard and turn it that way. And it doesn't take long and the piece comes off. Like I said, this is a silicone mat, so I'll cut this. I'm not going to use it on here. And if you get pieces like that, all you need is just a couple of pliers and just clean that off. Now this is going to be for our cotton. So what we're going to do again, we're going to get the glue and wrap it around, all around. You can get your coloured thread. Now this is tapestry string, but because it's miniature we're going to split it. So you get your spill, if you want to call it. Get some glue, wrap it around it like that. You get your cotton. And just turn it around. Just keep going until you think you've got enough there. And what I like to do is I like to keep a little bit out so you can see that finish. And you can do a couple of colours depending on what you're doing. So like I said, I just got it off this tapestry piece. Cut it about, give you an idea, about 8 centimeters is enough. Split it open. So you should get 4 out of a spill or a thread. Sometimes more. This one's got more. This is 8 ply, I think, or 4 ply, something like that. So again, get your spill, dab it into the glue all around. You can get your thread and start rolling it around. So I've got orange, pink and blue. So I've cut my blue, I've cut my pink, and this is like a ribbon. And I like it because it's got like a tapestry look in a miniature effect. And all you've got to do is just cut these off. Now we'll come back to these. Now we're going to come back to our tapestry ring, and what we're going to do now is cut around this area. Just leave a couple of mil out so you're not going right to the edge. I'm hoping I can fold it down when I glue it in. So I want to do these edges. So I just want to bring it in so it just covers that button. Just be patient and just pull it as you go. The glue just gets everywhere. Just keep going around. Once you've got those edges down, just keep going around, making sure they're stuck. It just covers the edge. But don't worry about the finish, because we're not going to see that. So we're going to put it around the edge with glue. And I really want to cover this up. Get your twine. Apply it to the edge like that. Gets a bit fiddly. Now if you want it a bit thicker, you can. There should be enough glue on there. For it to stick down. And just trim off any excess you don't want showing. So now that we've got our ring done, we get our tapestry pieces, and then we can place them on our ring. Any which way you like. So once they're glued, they look like that. Now it looks a little bit plain, so we can now embellish it with different sequence colours, just to make him a little bit more fancy. So I'm going to use some of these. These are called diamond inks, so they look like that. So we're going to put these in the centre like that. So I've got 3 there. Next I'm going to use some of these ones. Just to give it a bit more colour. I've picked up my sequence that I'm going to be using, and I've also got some beads that I'll be using as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of glue and dab it in the centre of each flower. Pick up a piece of sequence and hopefully not enough glue, just add more. So now you can see it gives a bit more bling. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more just on the sides, just to give it a bit more bling. And then I have a spot here that I'll put a bit of bling here. And that's just going to be a bit of a sparkle, that's all. Okay. Now lastly, well it's not lastly, but I'm going to put one of these beads in, and I'm putting that in the center, just like that. But for the blue one, I'm not putting it in, so I'm just going to put that there. So now I'm going to get some jewelry wire. This is really thin. This is a gold, you can have silver if you like. And I'm going to now cut about that much, and just to give you an idea, that's about 1 centimeter. So now I'm just going to put a loop . And this is going to be the eye of the needle. It's very small. Where are we? Just like that. We are going to get our thread. Wrap it in there. So now we have a needle and thread. So now we need to close this section here. Now this becomes the difficult part. And I want to see if I can thread through a bead. And it does tend to get stuck, so we just need to make sure it goes through. Then you get it through just like that. Now, sometimes you'll be fighting and your needle will get all crooked, so you just got to straighten that up. Don't have to be too fussy. And then we'll get our thread and we'll stick it there and we glue it around just so it looks like we're sewing it in. And that's our tapestry piece. Needle and thread, the bead going in, and all accessories. To finish it off, I've got a pair of scissors that I can put with my accessories. And you can do anything you like when you're adding to it. So now what I'm going to do is start placing my pieces in a sense where you can actually see them. I haven't glued anything yet, I'm just placing. So once you've all glued it all in, it will look like that. Now you don't have to have the handle. You can keep the handle off or you can keep it on. And that is Barbie's sewing basket.